Welcome back to Tarot and Beyond. Today's setup is a little different because I am away visiting some family, so I'm out of town at the moment, but I did bring two decks that my intuition called me to bring with me. We have the Soul's Journey lesson cards and the Adventure Tarot, which seemed appropriate since I'm off on a little bit of an adventure. So today we're going to choose the three cards together on camera, so that will be the indicators for the three groups that you can select from for your reading, and we're going to do that right now. So let's take a look for group number one. Oh, I guess we have group 1 and 2. Adversity for group number 1 and Judgment for group number 2. And then group number 3 has Happiness. Okay, so don't necessarily choose them by what they say on the card. Select them based on what your intuition is calling you to. And if you feel called to more than one, that's perfectly fine. Use the timestamps down below to jump ahead to your chosen reading or readings, and we will see you there. All right, hi group number 1, you chose Adversity, and it says, I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So let's take a look at what is coming through for you, group number 1. Okay, whoop, there we go, there's a couple of these coming out. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. I feel like you're overcoming something, group number 1. That's the message I'm getting just off the bat from this particular card. We've got the 2 of Wands coming up as well. This one really wanted to come out too. So it's the 9 of Cups. Wait, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, 8 of Cups. Yeah, you're overcoming something. Okay, let's see what else you have. The 6 of Cups and there's the 9 of Cups. That's funny that, I mistook that one for the 9 of Cups because I was just looking at the picture and not counting what it said. So you've got 3 cup cards. This is definitely an emotional thing that you're overcoming to experience some relaxation is what it feels like. Something that has been looming in the background. If you see in this card here, he's got like these waves crashing or about to crash in on him, but he's in the boat, and it just feels like there's something that was really sort of taking you off center, and you're finding your way back to the solution or to the road that will lead you through the adversity without harm is kind of what it feels like. Yeah, I do feel those two as well. Okay. Gonna put those there for a second. All right. Oh yeah, the star card. Okay, so definitely overcoming adversity here, and there's recovery and repair along with it, and Judgment. Wow. Okay, group number 1. So what I'm seeing for you is that Spirit, the message here is really that the next sort of thing that you're doing right now is overcoming this adversity. And it's really powerful for you to overcome this adversity because it feels like there was something in the past that you were stuck on, maybe not being able to find your way through. It's like it was too dense, or there was things that you felt were blocking your way, or you just couldn't see the way forward. But I'm seeing that it's starting to become clear. It's like there's a feeling that you're getting. Instead of being able to see the way forward, you're just feeling your way forward, and you're creating a sense of intuitive knowing to move into clear, like I'm hearing clearer waters, and they showed me the sailboat in the 6 of Cups. So it's giving me sort of like 6 of Swords energy, where you're moving from choppy waters to clearer waters. You're moving from, this adversity to an area or an emotional embodiment or experience where you're much calmer, and it's becoming clear intuitively what you need to do. And I see, again, it's like this adversity that you have either been through or that you're going through is helping you to find this emotional connection to yourself. It's fostering growth, because as soon as I started talking about that, they showed me the little grass poking out of the ground here on the star card. So I feel like you guys are really growing. Yeah, the adversity is helping you grow. And I don't know if adversity is necessarily the best way to grow or learn, but it definitely can be one way to. And I think there's a balancing happening between learning through adversity and learning through pleasure and what brings you joy and the healing that comes after the adversity. You know, you go through the challenge, you go through the period of not really knowing what you need to do, or there's sort of external circumstances that feel overwhelming, or maybe even emotionally you're just a little bit on choppy waters, like I was saying, and then all of a sudden, you know, you sort of come out of it, you have a sense of direction come to you, you heed the call, you feel the call, you intuitively know what you need to do, and then it's growth from there that allows you to experience the emotional healing that takes place through the calm after the storm. And I think it's a little bit of both. Like it's half the adversity and half the calm and relief afterwards that is really fostering this growth. Yeah. Now I want to ask what Spirit would like you to know. Oh, look at that. We had, I don't know if you guys saw that on camera. I can't tell what's in frame and what's not, but you have the King of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so since I was asking about what's coming next or what you need to know, and the King of Pentacles reversed, let me just tune into this and see. They told me to take the second one that kind of slipped out too. The Ten of Cups. So it's a very emotional adversity, emotional things to overcome, emotional healing as well. And I'm feeling like the foundations of your world, whatever those are, if it's a person, if it's the emotional stability that you're cultivating, if it's the growth that you have, or the financial backing or something, whatever it is, it's like you are being called to focus on that, is what it feels like. Especially with these two cards coming out reversed, it feels like you're meant to be focusing on the things that do bring you joy, because that's what helps you to find stability through the storm. It's like an anchor through the storm. And when the waves are crashing on you, maybe emotionally, you can always throw down that anchor and have that to keep you stable enough. And then you're able to move out. Once the storm is over, you're able to move out to calmer waters and navigate your way forward. So yeah, it definitely feels like there is abundance here, and it's through overcoming these challenges. It's through finding or creating stability through these periods of tumultuousness or indecision, or yeah, it just feels a little bit like confusion, but it's through the emotional clarity that you're getting a sense of direction again. So there is a message coming through from these grapes here in the King of Pentacles card to really allow yourself to relax. It does feel like the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups always makes me think of like stopping and smelling the roses. It's being able to slow down and just enjoy your actual sensory experiences and what life has to offer in regard to the sensory experiences, food and smell and touch and sunlight and things like that. So it's having connection to the physical world in a way that is soothing and healing and restorative. So I am seeing that you're being guided towards that. The spirit and the angels, they specifically said the angels because they were showing me a feather here on his arm, that they want you to know that the more that you can sort of relax yourself into the moment and take pleasure in the moment through enjoyment of it. It's kind of like a gratitude mindset, or mindfulness is what they're showing me. That's what it feels like anyway. It's appreciation of the moment, appreciation of the sensory experiences, positive sensory experiences that can help you to, again, overcome any internal emotional adversity or challenge or overwhelm. And that's what allows you to heal, to recuperate, to replenish yourself, and to be able to then have that clarity of emotional direction. Yeah, it's like you get clear on what's going on emotionally, and then you know what you need to do. but it's through grounding is what I'm seeing here. It's being present in the moment, being mindful, being connected to your senses, enjoying them, feeling grateful, just finding something, anything to really bring you just a small moment of joy, and then really kind of growing that or choosing to intentionally expand that, even if everything else feels overwhelming or challenging or confusing. There's a moment of clarity in the peace that enjoying your senses and your environment can bring you. Okay, I want to see if there's any other messages for you, group number 1, that Spirit wants you to know. Any other messages here in regard to this overcoming of adversity and the emotional healing? Okay, we've got 2 more cards. Strength and the 10 of Swords. Yeah, so group number 1, really what I'm seeing in your reading here is that there's been some challenges for sure. The 10 of Swords is not an easy energy. You know, it's especially in this particular depiction of it, this person has been cut into pieces. And it's like this disembodiment or this fragmentation that can happen at the mental level from not being present or not being mindful because of either internal emotional waves that feel overwhelming or external or both. But I'm seeing that it's really like, again, it's through some kind of adversity, whether it's internal or external or both, that you are really, really finding your strength. You're taming the lion, you're taming the emotional. Yeah, they just keep giving me that word tumultuous or tumultuousness. It's like these stormy seas. They keep showing me the stormy seas here in the 8 of Cups. And it's a choice to be able to kind of put yourself back together a little bit here and find a way to calmer waters. Yeah. So yeah, group 1. The message from Spirit here today for you is to slow down and try to find things that are going to bring you this momentary sort of joy. Think like a vacation, but boil that down into maybe even like 5 or 10 minutes. Like, how would you take that entire experience of a vacation and boil it down into 5, 10 minutes, an hour, however much you can afford throughout the day, right? How much time you have, how much capacity you have to be able to do that. And you can even intersperse it in little increments, is what Spirit just said. You don't have to condense it down into one moment in the day. You can have like 20-second moments of this, and then 30 seconds, and then a minute, and then 5 minutes, and then you kind of, you work it in wherever you can, is what they're showing me. And this is what's helping you to overcome these emotional sort of depths that can be very, overwhelming. I'm having a hard time finding my words today because it's been a couple days since I did a reading and I feel like I'm out of the swing of it all of a sudden. But yeah, it feels like the energy I'm getting from your reading is finding that inner strength again to be able to move through these waters with the power of intention, with mindfulness, with focus, with a grounded internal ability to respond rather than react to what's going on in your mind or in your emotions or in the world around you. And I see that there's a sense of direction that you're getting here. The challenges, the adversity, the overwhelm, all of these things, it's like it's giving you a direction to move in. Yeah, for whatever reason, they keep showing me that you're finding a way to, through all of the storm, keep going in the direction that feels right to you. And again, I feel like having these moments of clarity, even in small portions, is going to give you those emotional clear waters to be able to see through and then choose your direction effectively. I do see innocence and childhood here too. So maybe it's finding that inner child again and being a little more playful throughout your day. Like skipping down the street instead of walking. Just little things like that can really bring a sense of relief and emotional healing is what they're showing me, emotional healing, to guide you forward so that you can better make decisions. You feel that there's there's a path, there's a clear path, and it's not so scary or overwhelming, or they just keep giving me that word tumultuous. Like that's sort of the the key word of your reading. I would say group number 1 is to really calm the storm. It is being present in the moment that's going to help you do that, and it's going to help you find and cultivate that inner strength to make the decisions you need to make on a daily basis that will lead you to where you need to go. And Spirit is guiding you through that process, right? They're there every step of the way, trying to show you, okay, this is what you need in this moment, this is what you need in this moment. And maybe there's even a larger sort of plan that's saying, hey, go in this direction. But it's when things are chaotic that it's hard to read that, it's hard to see that, it's hard to hear that, or in this case, feel that. But the more clear you can get emotionally, the more clear those messages and guidance and your own intuitive knowing is going to become. So that, again, it's through this groundedness, it's through this mindfulness and openness to your sensory experiences that's going to clear out any of the chaotic energy within and give you that anchor point, not only to overcome anything that is challenging, but also to find direction to move forward into. So I'm curious to see what's to come. I'm just, what is this? The 5, 6, 7 of swords in reverse. Okay, so what's to come for you, group number 1, is, again, overcoming the sort of confusion and the inner deception that was going on. I see overcoming of toxic habits and things like that too, negative influences in your life that may have been contributing to this. Maybe it's eating, maybe it's drinking, maybe it's television, I don't know. Something, they're just showing me this bottle with the little X on it, and it feels to me like something that was poisonous in your life that you are no longer choosing on a regular basis. And I think that's what gives you clarity as well, and you're able to see and to stop any of this deception or anything that's really taking your energy and sort of exaggerating the storm and the challenges and the adversity. It's like you're able to, through the emotional clarity you're gaining from mindfulness and groundedness and having that anchor, you're able to spot it and weed it out much more easily. And again, you're going to have way more clarity of intuition when you do this. It really expands and opens up your clarity of intuition because there's not anything that's blocking it or obstructing it. So it actually becomes a lot easier to see what's holding you back, what's confusing you, where there's deception happening internally or externally. And yeah, they just keep showing me that you're going to be able to receive that intuitive guidance or those messages from Spirit that are going to help you to make the decisions that are right for you. And, Spirit will never tell you what to do. They will give you options, and then it's up to you to feel into what is right for you. It's you learning to trust your own intuition. And that means being very present and grounded and mindful and open, and ideally in a high vibration. Remaining high vibrational through adversity and through challenge is really, really tough, but it can be done if you choose that. And if you choose to find an optimistic outlook on whatever's happening, that's where you really, really strengthen that optimism. You strengthen the muscle of your mindfulness. You strengthen the muscle of your intuition, because it's through high vibrational perspective that you can see things more clearly. And as a result, you feel more whole, you feel happier, you feel renewed, like, even if there is challenge, you can get through it a little bit easier and find your way. So yeah, I see in the future here that you are just very clear on what is and is not for you. You can better spot it and say, nope, I don't want that. That's not going to be good for me, or that situation or that experience is not ideal, so I'm going to choose something different. It just feels like you're more decisive. That's the energy I'm getting, is decisiveness. You can really sort of make those quick decisions that are good for you, instead of waffling about and humming and hawing and doubting yourself and not knowing what to do and not feeling connected to your body and not feeling present and happy in the moment. I see that you are going to be more grounded. You're going to be more clear in your emotional body, and that helps you to make these decisions. But yeah, that's the strength that any of these challenges you've been through or are currently going through, that's the purpose of this, is to help you to really boil that down into this positive responsiveness so that you can cultivate moments of joy, moments of pleasure, moments of peace that really you are building a very, very firm foundation that can help you through any storm, give you the access to the guidance you need intuitively and through spirit, and you make those decisions very clearly and you trust yourself. That's really what I'm seeing here, is you trust yourself. And that's the goal, and that's what you're doing. So yeah, so that's what I see for you, group number one. The adversity that you're overcoming is any of those internal challenges that have been keeping you sort of disconnected from yourself or out of the present moment, a little bit dissociated, and coming back into the body, coming back into what brings you joy, and reconnecting to that inner innocence and positivity to become more decisive and find your direction in life a lot easier, effortlessly, and feeling really supported by yourself, trusting yourself and trusting spirit as well. So beautiful, beautiful messages here for you today, group number one. Thank you so much for being with me, and thank you for your patience with me as I did get sick right before my trip here. Luckily, I was healthy and symptom-free right around the time that my my trip was booked for, and I'm here visiting family out of town. So thank you for your patience with me. I'll be back to regular schedules next week. We have our group live stream coming up, the members only live chat. So if you want to join in for that and ask a question, you can join the membership here on the channel. There are 2 tiers available to you, and you can hit the join button down below this video to check those out. So thank you so much for being here, guys, and thank you to the subscribers who have sent in these decks for us to use through the Amazon wishlist in my description box below. It really is a blessing that you guys are so generous to me. I love and appreciate you deeply. Thank you so much for being here, guys, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right, hi, group number 2. You chose the Judgment card. It says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So let's take a look at what your message is here today. So Judgment. Yeah, I'm getting that feeling of understanding. And I love the phrase, seek to understand first and then be understood. Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, because the Two of Swords really talks about being very discerning rather than judging. That's what they just said, discerning rather than judging, because discernment is different, right? Discernment, you are still weighing things up. You're still looking at these things that are different, but it's not with an eye for judgment. It's more so with the it's like an analytical point of view, a scientific point of view. You're not judging something as better or worse. You're just looking at it for the differences and appreciating those differences very sort of not in a non-attached or what's the word I'm looking for here? Without any sort of attachment. Yeah. So it does feel like you're just like surveying is what they're showing me, like surveying, keeping an eye out for things. You've got the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like there's something to do with work here. You might be making a decision and looking to understand something as it relates to your career, your work, or something that you've invested in, like a project or something. I'm just seeing like you kind of wanting to, yeah, the Page of Cups can be about a project or something for work that you're putting a lot of energy into. And I feel like it's like a new idea that maybe you're weighing up the pros and cons of it, and you're looking to see, oh, they just said hiring too. So if you are in a position to maybe have somebody work for you or with you or collaborating, or maybe your company, if you work for somebody else, is hiring someone, maybe you're in a position to contribute to that decision. I'm not sure. It feels, I'm trying to get a read on it, but it feels a little bit like, yeah, just sort of weighing up the options. Like, okay, I'm not ready to make a decision just yet. I just want to understand. I want to understand what each person offers, or what each potential investment offers, or what each idea, like how would that play out. It feels like there's kind of like, yeah, it does. It feels like there's a decision that you're in the process of making. Let me see what this one is. The Six of Cups, group 1 just had that too. It feels like you're in the process of making a decision and you're still weighing things up. King of Cups. Is that in frame? Yeah, let me move these over. You know what? Let me move these up a little bit just because I'm working with just obviously a new setup here today as I'm out of town. Just kind of making it work. And hopefully it's not too different. Yeah. So, wow, jumper. The Four of Cups. Okay. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely an energy of wanting to sit back and be like detached. I keep getting that energy of detachment, but not in a negative way. It's so that you can observe. Detached so that you can observe. It's like you're not involved in something, you're just watching it happen, and you're looking to understand the different sides. Maybe, it's like two people and they both have different ideas, and you're sort of the third party who's sitting back and watching and assessing not necessarily who's right or wrong, it's just what the different perspectives are. Yeah, it feels like understanding. It feels like you just want to understand. It's like this inquisitive type of energy that I'm getting. I still don't really know how that relates to work, but yeah, it definitely feels like you're sort of just sitting back right now and observing. But that's actually a good thing because it helps you to understand this better. Let's take a look at these. You have the Page of Swords and the Two of Cups. Okay. Maybe you're deciding between two people, because I did just kind of give that, like you're watching and observing, you're seeking to understand. If you are deciding between two people, maybe it's who to hire, like I was saying before, or maybe it's who to date, or who to, I don't know, something like that. It could be anything, but it just feels like you're deciding and looking, not deciding. You're not deciding yet. They just corrected me. You're not deciding yet. You're just observing and learning and assessing. Yeah, assessing the situation wisely, without emotional attachment, really, without any sense of judgment. You're just seeking to understand everyone involved and why they think the way they do, or why they feel the way they feel, and what they can contribute or not. Let me see what this is here. Five of Swords. So maybe it's seeking to understand. Yeah, they're bringing me back to that quote, seeking to understand first and then be understood. And I think if there was conflict or anything, I mean, I'm not really seeing too much conflict in the rest of your cards here, and I'm not feeling it energetically. It's just with the Five of Swords, there can be sort of like disagreements and different perspectives. It's like debates and people kind of going a little bit more cutthroat at each other. But I see that it's like if that has happened in the past, it's through this detached observation and non-judgment that you're able to really, again, seek to understand each person's perspective, not with the intention of disarming them or proving right or wrong. It's really just, it feels compassionate but detached. Interesting. Yeah. That makes sense, because when you are detached from something, you can be more compassionate because you're not attached personally to how you are perceiving this other person's perspective or what they believe or what they have to say or share. It's like you can better assess it because you are seeing them as an individual with a unique perspective, a unique life experience that they've had up until that point, and that's why their beliefs are what they are, whether you agree with them or not. It definitely feels like there's a bridging happening. I'm seeing bridging, like bridging the gap between what you believe and what someone else believes, or what two other people believe, or groups of people. Um, and again, they're bringing me back, they keep bringing me back to the Knight of Pentacles and showing me the mug and the coin and the briefcase. So yeah, this must have something to do with work. Maybe it's colleagues, maybe it's maybe there's new hires coming in, or you're working with new people or something like that, and you're just kind of sitting back and observing and listening to them talk and absorbing what it is that they have to say and their perspective on the world. And it's like through that you can really see them at a deeper level and appreciate them for who they are, or what they do, or why they are the way that they are. And it's through that understanding that you are able to be a little bit more unconditional in your approach to people in general, and maybe even your work. I keep seeing something to do with work that you are assessing, and because there's this non-attachment and non-judgment, you're able to hold more emotional space for whatever this is, if it's people or if it's ideas that you have. And it's through this expansion of your mind, expansion of your heart, that I see like harmony. There's either harmony between people, the bridging of the gap. Yeah, it just feels like you're connecting better with people, or connecting better with your ideas. Maybe you're making progress in your work. I just see that your heart is more open, your mind is more open, and as a result, there's connection that happens. Yeah, connection and satisfaction. Yeah, I feel like, because it's funny, because the Four of Cups can often be about dissatisfaction and boredom, but the energy I'm getting from this one in particular, and in the context of the rest of the cards and the energy I feel in your reading, it feels like satisfaction. Like, oh, okay, I can see and understand this, and I'm not attached to it being any type of way, and I can just appreciate it for what it is and learn about it, and it expands my mind, and I'm okay, I'm content with that. Yeah, it just feels like contentment. And I see you kind of, it's like through this open-mindedness, through the bridging of the gap, through these connections, you're able to plan ahead. You're able to plan ahead. They're showing me the map here in the Page of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles is all about planning for the future. Okay, what do I need to do? What do I, how do I prioritize that? That kind of thing. So I feel like you're getting very clear on your priorities and a plan for the future, because again, there's no attachment to anything. You're just seeking to understand, and as a result, you have a better clarity on what you want to do and who you want to do it with. So you're able to see, okay, this person is a good fit for the job, and or this person is a good fit for a date, or this person is, if it's your partner, let's say, for example, if you're in a relationship, then it would be, really understanding maybe something that they have held on to since childhood, and instead of having a fight and not understanding their point of view, it's like you're seeking to understand first. So looking at where that motivation or that trigger or that wound came from, so that you can have compassion for them, and it helps to bridge the gap. And instead of having, a fight where you're arguing and butting heads or disagreeing, or it's like you versus them, it's like it's you against the problem with them. And so you're able to resolve it better. You're able to have connection instead of disconnection, because you are detached. Interesting. Yeah, definitely. So I want to see what else Spirit wants to tell you here in regard to this message, and how it relates to what's coming up in the future. You have the Seven of Wands. So I'm seeing right away, they showed me the little hearts on his boxer shorts there. So funny. It looks like something in the future in regard to, again, being in that energy of acceptance, love, non-judgment, that helps you to understand people, even if they come at you. It's like you can better sort of stay detached, or set those boundaries that you need to set to protect yourself from anybody's opposing viewpoints or anything like that that really doesn't sit well with you. You can just kind of let it slide off your back. You have the Ace of Wands as well, and I'm seeing the direction here. Again, it's speaking to me of clarity to do things that you feel passionate about. Project, again, I'm seeing it here in conjunction to the Page of Cups as a project, something that you are passionate about, for sure. You're definitely passionate about it. You want to make a decision on what you're going to do, and sitting back and observing all of these people or options or ideas in that detached way is helping you to really take the bull by the horns, in a sense, and direct yourself. I just see like a lot of self-direction. I feel a sense of confidence too, like you have awareness of what needs to happen, and you're able to do it rather than just sitting around and thinking about it but then not acting on it. It's like you take the time to sit back and observe and to acquire the information you need, and then you're able to drive yourself forward through different opportunity to create. I just heard create opportunities. Yeah, it's not even like seizing opportunities. You're creating them for yourself through your approach. And it's, again, it's through the bridging. They keep showing me the bridging and the connection with another person or people that's helping you to foster the connections that I think will contribute to these opportunities that you are creating for yourself. It's not somebody else giving you an opportunity. It's you creating the opportunity through the connection. It's like, for example, let's go back to that example of the couples in a fight, and instead of seeking to fight against the other person because you're triggered and you're emotionally sort of volatile, you're able to remain calm and detached while still compassionate and seeking to understand. And then because the connection is maintained and it continues to grow, because there's not that separation that happens from butting heads, you're able to, the opportunity there would be to experience more love, more connection, more a deepening of the trust in the relationship, or the solidification of that relationship. Maybe if it's business wise, then yeah, you're trusting this other person and they're trusting you. And through the bridging of that gap, you are able to work together more effectively. You're able to create the results that you want because you are kind of agreeing, you're agreeing on different perspectives while at the same time having a common goal is what that feels like. Yeah, having a common goal and then being able to take action toward it. So in the future, what oh yeah, Nine of Cups, group 1 had that too. So 6 of Cups, 9 of Cups, I feel like in the future there's satisfaction here. Again, I'm getting that feeling of contentment and floating. These two energies of floating are really drawing my attention here. So just being able to relax and to enjoy, because when you have built these connections through non-judgment, you are able to just relax and enjoy. I see opportunities again that you are creating through the bridging of these gaps to enjoy yourself more, and there's more independence for whatever reason. It's like through non-judgment and through these strengthening of these bonds, connections, or maybe ideas, it's like you're more independent somehow. It's interesting because it's like through the connections you're actually more independent. It's like you're able to feel safer, is really kind of the vibe I'm getting here. You're able to feel safer to be in connection to other people because when you're seeking to understand them, they feel sort of like disarmed in a healthy way. They lay down their weapons and you can actually have a communication that fosters that connection, that deepening of that trust, and both parties feel safer. Both parties feel seen, understood. They feel validated, and you and the other person both feel happier and more content, and independently you're better off. Both parties are better off. So if this is like a boss, let's say for example it's a boss, or you're the boss or something, you're seeking to understand what the employees need, or as the employee, maybe you're having your boss understand you and actually listen to you, and then it's like there's a feeling of, okay, I'm trusted, I'm understood, I'm seen for what I am and what I can contribute. I'm valued, I'm validated, feel safe. And then there's more action that's being able to be taken. And that opens up the road for all of these opportunities and for contentment and satisfaction as a result. Yeah, it just feels like satisfaction through non-judgment, through this understanding that helps you to embrace your own perspective and other people's perspectives, and that results in connection, and that results in independence and the ability to do things with confidence. So yeah, group number 2, that's really what I see for you. The message here is about understanding yourself, understanding others, remaining detached. And as a result, you're going to have clarity about uh, what you want to do with your work. And interrelationally, there's going to be a lot healthier connections because there's not barriers between you and other people that are being built around the ego or fear of being wounded. It's like you can have these boundaries without defensiveness. It's like you disarm, you come at it with this peaceful approach, and it disarms other people so they can feel safe to let down their guard, and you can actually be vulnerable together and seek to understand. And through that compassion, there's better connections through, you know, if it's a relationship, if it's a work environment, if it's an idea that you have or a direction you want to go. It feels like this, again, they keep showing me that bridge. That's really sort of like the key image of your reading is bridging the gap. You're bridging the gap through non-judgment, and you will be successful at that, or you are being successful at that, and it's going to result in a lot of personal happiness and satisfaction. You are really creating healthier relationships and connections and opportunities for yourself that come as a result of your positive, peaceful approach, is what they just said. Positive, peaceful approach. And that's going to result in good things in business, good things in love, and good things in your passion projects, things that you want to do that bring you joy. So really all across the board, it's positive, positive, positive. Very good. Oh, I love that. What an interesting message to come out of the Judgment card. Not what I was expecting, but you never really know what to expect in a reading. So that was fun. I hope you enjoyed it, and that the reading served you in some way. Group number 2, thank you so much for being here and for having patience with me as I've been away. As some of you may know, I've posted it on the community board, and in my last video, I did get sick, and so I had planned to do a whole bunch of pre-recorded readings to come out while I was on vacation, visiting family on the other side of the country, but I didn't do that because I wasn't well enough to do it in the week that I had planned to. So Spirit had other plans for me, and I kind of had to just relax and surrender to what was. So thank you for your patience with me. I will be back on my regular schedule next week, and we also have an upcoming live. So we'll do the live stream on the 22nd. If you guys are interested in joining, check out the community board for the updates. The members are able to ask questions there. It's a members only chat. If you want to be able to ask me a personal question or to have me connect to you energetically and provide guidance or healing, you do need to be a member. So you can jump on that and join through the join button, which should be right below the video. If you don't see it there, you might need to go through a desktop computer. It doesn't show on the app sometimes through iPhones. So anyway, thank you so much for being here, guys. Thank you to the members who have sent in these beautiful decks for us through the Amazon wishlist that I have linked in the description box below. I am so, so grateful and so blessed by you guys and your generousness, your support here of my work and these gifts. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye. All right, hi group number 3, welcome to your reading. You guys chose happiness, and it says, I am aware that being happy means that I am on the right path. So let's take a look at your tarot cards and find out some more information about this happiness. The dolphins are really giving me the energy of joy and feeling carefree. So it feels like something about, yeah, look at that. You've got the 3 of Cups as well, which is a very joyous, celebratory, carefree type of energy. And I love that they're in little sailor suits. So something to do with the ocean here could be bringing you joy or helping you to find that inner happiness. Let's take a look at what we have so far. We have the Knight of Wands. Right away, I'm seeing the little horseshoe there on the alligator's hindquarters. So it feels like good luck and happiness, joy, celebration. Page of Wands as well. Definitely like adventure, happiness, expansion through adventure. Page of Pentacles. Ooh, he's got 3 legs there. I feel like he can move faster because of that. So it's like, yeah, happiness is, you're on the right track. So finding things that bring you that sense of happiness, whether it is going on little adventures and celebrating with your friends and achievements, you know, achievements that give you that sense of satisfaction, something that makes you feel good about yourself and about your accomplishments in life. You have the Queen of Wands too. So definitely a lot to do with what you're passionate about and what you want to create. or what you are creating. It's following your happiness. So I'm seeing it here, like if there's something that you want to study, if there's something that you want to make, or something you want to do or experience, they're saying that if you follow that passion, that is going to lead you on the right path in life. So it's like using happiness as a barometer to kind of show you if you are in alignment or not. You know, if you are unhappy because you're not traveling, or you're not expanding your mind, or you're not creating something, or you're not spending time with friends, then you'd want to kind of look at those areas and adjust them to incorporate more of that passion, more of that personal satisfaction that is going to bring you that happiness, because that's what you're needing more of. You have the Five of Wands. Yeah, that's the Five of Wands as well. I just heard go after what you want. That's what they just said. Go after what you want. Even if you feel like there's competition, even if you feel like there's people who are going to get there ahead of you, they're like, no, just go after what you want. It doesn't matter. It's about your happiness. It doesn't matter if there's other people who are doing it. It doesn't matter if you feel like there's other people who are better than you at it. It's just about your happiness. You've got the Three of Wands too. So it's like, yeah, I feel like travel is important here. The ocean is standing out to me. So you guys might be called to go on a cruise. You might be called to go overseas, to go explore or study abroad. Maybe for some of you, you could be called to start a business that has overseas shipping or overseas connections. I don't know why that's coming through, but it is. And if it comes through, I have to say it. Otherwise I kind of hit a wall. So it feels like there's something to do with the ocean or overseas that is going to really contribute to your happiness, group number 3. And if you feel like there's challenges that you have to overcome with that, they're saying embrace it, because it's through pursuing your goals that you're going to really get a sense of satisfaction and happiness from that, because it's like you're able to go after what you want despite competition, or despite any challenges or perceived sort of setbacks. It's like you're like, I'm just going to do it anyway. The Ace of Cups, and it's reversed here. So yeah, they really want you to focus on where you are not feeling happy, and then using that sort of process of elimination to find out what you need in that particular sector of your life to create more happiness. So it's like being very aware of where am I not satisfied, where am I not happy, and what do I need to do actively, practically out in the world to create that sense of inner fulfillment for myself. And we also have the Eight of Cups. So I do feel like going on a trip is being talked about here a lot in your cards, specifically over water. And I'm also seeing that going on an adventure is something that will bring you a lot of happiness. They keep showing me the boats. So again, I feel like a cruise or a trip on, maybe even on a lake or something, but it feels like the water is really being emphasized here. Water does speak to emotions as well. So metaphorically, this could be talking about really connecting to the depths of your emotions and broadening what you are able to experience when it comes to your happiness and your sense of satisfaction. You have the Star card that came out in group 1. So I feel like, does this show up on camera? Yeah, it does. Okay, there's room. I feel like there's a fertilization is the word I just heard. Fertilization of your goals, your dreams, your hopes, and what brings you joy. And it's through the fertilization of that you're pursuing it, you're going after it, you're creating it, you're experiencing it. What is this? 6 of Swords. 6 of Swords. And it's in reverse. The 6 of Swords also speaks of travel over water, interestingly enough. So that message keeps coming through in different ways. So maybe look out for a potential trip over water, or if you've already planned it, that this is just confirmation for you, that that's really going to give you a sense of adventure that will rekindle your spirit and your sense of creative inspiration is what it feels like. And there's going to be some kind of an idea or an accomplishment that comes from that, or maybe it's just the emotional satisfaction and happiness that brings that renewal of your spirit is kind of what it feels like. Yeah, it renews your spirit of adventure, your spirit of achievement, your pursuit of happiness. Yeah, pursuit of happiness. It's like that movie. Oh, wow. You had the 10 of Cups fall out on the ground, and whenever cards fall on the ground, it's a particularly strong message, and it did fall upright. So the 10 of Cups is that overall satisfaction, and look at that. They are standing on what appears to be a boat. It could be a dock by the ocean, but if they're seeing a whale that big, it's probably out in the middle of the water. So they're on like a family on a cruise. So for somebody out there, if this message is for you, if you've been thinking about a cruise, if you've been wanting to go on like maybe a family cruise or a girls trip, or maybe some kind of like a club, I'm getting this message of almost like camp, but it's like camp on the ocean. It's like camp on a cruise. I don't know how that would work, but that would be pretty cool, I guess. And it just feels like there's something, maybe you even go on like a solo trip or something. You go travel overseas, or you go on a boat or something like that, that just, it's like, I'm seeing it renewing your spirit and bringing you so much happiness. You might even see dolphins and whales because you are in this high vibrational state, and dolphins and whales are very high vibrational beings. And so they are attracted to that energy, and it's going to kind of like rekindle your spirit and your wildness and your pleasure and joy for life, your willingness to really dive into life and experience it, and to embrace all that it has to offer to you. And I see you having this sort of energy of conquest in a very positive way, where you're like, I want to conquer the world. I want to experience it. I want to have joy. I want to achieve things that are going to bring me that sense of satisfaction. And I think this vacation or this trip or this experience for you or this adventure is really going to help you to refine your passion and rekindle. It's kind of like Stella gets her groove back. You know what I mean? Like it renews you, it refreshes you, it allows your creative spark to return. And I see that really helping you in other areas of your life. Like let's say, for example, you decide to go on a trip, and you were kind of feeling a little bit heavy before. Maybe you were caught up in like the rat race of life, and your happiness was kind of dwindling or being sort of pushed onto the back burner. And I see this trip really reinvigorating you, and it's like your spark comes back. You get your mojo back, like Austin Powers, I've lost my mojo. It's like you get your mojo back, and you're inspired again, and you're happy, and you're fulfilled, and you're in alignment spiritually. That's really the key here. And it's through that you get this inspiration, these ideas start flowing again, your creative spark returns, and you know what you need to do. And then you go out and do it, and you achieve it and accomplish it. And then you're celebrating because you're like, wow, that really not just renewed my spirit and helped me to recover from any burnout I was experiencing, but it's like it opened up this whole new path for me to go down, because I'm feeling a sense of direction again, because I'm connected to myself, I'm connected to the environment, and it's positive, and I'm feeling renewed. And as a result, you really are able to boss up in some way. Maybe you step into a leadership role. Maybe you go into a new pursuit. Again, they keep giving me that phrase, pursuit of happiness. Like, the movie with Will Smith and his son. I haven't seen that in so long. I don't even really remember what it was about. But I know that he was like going around door to door selling things, and really just kind of in that energy of desperation. But then he manages to, it's like he gets this idea. Again, I can't remember. If you guys remember what the movie was about, put it in the comments below. But from what I can recall, he has this idea or this inspiration that hits, and he's able to really be successful in some way. He achieves something really great for himself, and then he sets up his family for the future, right? Because he's kind of building that legacy. And it's through the pursuit of his own happiness that he's able to secure the happiness for those whom he loves. So especially since you have the 10 of Cups here, I think that your happiness is really, really priceless when it comes to how you can share and spread that happiness with others. It's like you're able to expand that happiness, it really exponentially grows, because it's infectious, right? Like happiness is contagious. When you're happy and you share that happiness with others, it makes them happy too. You know, it's like when somebody starts laughing, and then we start laughing because they're laughing, and then they start laughing because they're laughing, and then everybody's laughing. You know, it's a beautiful thing. And I see you, group number 3, really embracing your happiness, and as a result, you are more satisfied and feeling more successful in life. And because of that, the energy of competition falls away. And instead, there's this camaraderie, there's connection, there's unity, there's a sense of fulfillment in your relationships because you are happy and you want others to be happy too. It's like you are able to welcome happiness into your life and pull people into that too. It's beautiful. So if you've been feeling called to go on a trip, Spirit is like, yes, follow your intuition, listen to that calling because it's there for a reason. And if you haven't been thinking about a trip, maybe this is what inspires you, or maybe this is something that comes much later down the line, or this could be something that you've done in the past and you know that it brings you joy. And so you can kind of reconnect and rekindle that passion again, because I'm seeing it very much in regard to passion, adventure, and the pursuit of this happiness. It's an intentional pursuit of happiness and incorporating that into your life, because it does have to be an action that you take, right? Happiness doesn't just happen. We have to work toward it. We have to welcome it in. We have to choose to look for the things and incorporate the things in our life that are going to bring us happiness. And then that helps us to maintain it. That helps us to share it with others. It helps us to move in the direction of more happiness. But it's not to say that there won't be adversity or there won't be challenge, but it's like when you incorporate these things that specifically bring you joy and rekindle that spirit, it just makes anything that life does throw your way a little bit easier, because you're coming at it from this perspective where you actually have your resources and your internal needs met. And so you're better able to address life. And again, you're better able to achieve things and be successful because you have the inner stores to be able to do it. You know, it's like if your inner stores were dwindling, this is what recharges your battery. This is what gets you back up to full speed again. And that's what gets you into this energy of achievement. Because I do see that. I see you setting your mind to set something, doing it, following through, and getting to your goal. And it's because you're also taking the time to create and cultivate that happiness and that joy by listening to that intuition, heeding that inner call for adventure, that need, because it's like you're meeting a core need at soul level, and that is what creates that alignment for you and keeps you on the straight and narrow in regard to what really brings you joy and creates a life full of that beauty that you're seeking. So I don't think there's anything else to say. It's a little bit shorter than the other two readings, group number 3, but that's really what I see for you. And I really feel this strong sense of passion, fulfillment, achievement, goal-oriented. Like you just feel very goal-oriented. And if your goal is happiness, you are going to achieve that. If your goal is to have a vacation, you're going to achieve that. If your goal is to study something and to graduate or to get a promotion or to start a business and have that be successful, you can do that. You will do that. Just incorporate more of those things that build up your mojo, you know, that rekindle your spirit, that give you your groove back. Because the more you intentionally incorporate those things into your life, the more you fill your cup. And the more resources internally you will have to create the life of your dreams. Go after it, group number 3. You've got it. You can do it. And Spirit's got your back. And they're like, yeah, go for it. Adventure, expand, explore, achieve, do. Be happy. You deserve it and you can do it. All right, that's the message for you, group number 3. I hope this reading was supportive for you, that it helped in some way. Thank you so much for your patience with me as I've been sick and now I'm out of town visiting family. Thankfully, I'm not sick anymore, so that worked out well. And thank you for your patience, guys. I'll be back to my regular filming schedule the week after next. And we also have the upcoming live stream. So if you guys want to jump on and ask me questions live and have me connect to you energetically, provide healing, guidance, pull some cards, you do have to be a member, but the Soul Tribe subscribe will get you access. So it's only $10.99 a month. The Soul Family gets you access as well, but you get the other added benefits of the things that offers there. But anyway, check it out with the join button below, and hope to see you there. If not, we'll see you in the next reading. I love and appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for your likes, subscribes, shares, comments, for your memberships, and for sending in these cards. Both of these decks were sent in from subscribers and members. Thank you so much for that. I love you guys, and we'll see you in the next reading. Bye.